Hola chicos, so our second concept, grammar concept of this paso, it's gonna be the past perfect. We continue learning about verbs, and in this case to talk about what had happened or what somebody had done before another past event. So we are diving in more in the past tense. For example here, pobre Enrique. So something happened to him. He seems sad. Poor Enrique. So Enrique tuvo una entrevista. He had an interview. Okay? Pero no le ofrecieron el trabajo porque él no se había preparado bien antes. So, but he didn't, or they didn't offer him a job because he hadn't prepared well before. So probably the interview didn't go that well, and tampoco había traído su curriculum. So he didn't also had brought his resume, CV, okay, CV or resume. And so, a bunch of things that happened before. So that's how he didn't get the job as a result of that. Okay, so this is the pluscuamperfecto o pasado perfecto del indicativo. And in English it's the pluperfect indicative. So let's see how we form this. This verb tense describes an action or event that had occurred before another past action or event. So in a timeline, we can see these tense relationships. So here's the present, right? And that's the future. We're going to be talking about the future in next chapters. But now this is the present. So something happened in the past that can be, preterite that we discussed in previous chapters. But the more than past, it's something that happened before the past, as you can see. Okay, so here I have the examples and then the verse so you can see that. Él había llamado a sus padres antes de irse de vacaciones. So the fact of calling his parents, right, happened before him going on vacation. Okay, so see, he called them even before going on vacation. And so this is how the pluperfect is. It talks about something that happened way back. Or, that's my past, that's more than past. This is the one we're talking about now. Had called, había llamado. Cuando entramos, la diva ya había cantado el aria. So, when we entered, the diva had already sung the aria. And so, here, the past, right? We enter this place, this building, but she already had sing. So the action of singing, cantar, happened before we enter the building. Nos dijo que el compositor había estado enfermo. And so he told us that the composer had been sick. And the fact of decir something happened before the action of being sick. So this composer had been sick before, estar enfermo, being sick before we found out or someone told us, like here, decir. So that's my past, but that's more than past. And so more than past, that's the one we're going to be discussing today. Like the present perfect, we use the verb haber, but in the imperfect form. So it's not, so it's not like a yo he, tú has, él ha. This is all in the imperfect form. So this is in the past already. Yo había, tú habías, él, ella, usted había. Nosotros habíamos, vosotros habíais, ellos, ellas, ustedes habían. So here we're saying had, and then the past participle that we learned in the other lesson, the previous lesson. So like yo había tomado, tú habías tomado. Él, ella, usted había tomado. Habíamos, habíais, habían. So we are, like in English, we would say, I had taken, yo había tomado. You had lived, tú habías vivido. They had eaten, ellos habían comido. Okay, so that's the, before we learn I have, now it's I had, right, in the past. And so used, it often used with expressions, yeah, which means already. And so, and this is all normally conjugated before the conjugated form. So it's usually used before the conjugated form. So, mi jefe ya había llamado a una reunión. My boss had already called for a meeting. In English, we use it more in the middle, more common to use it in the middle, but in Spanish goes in front, normally. Okay? Los empleados ya habían trabajado 40 horas esa semana. So they had worked 40 hours already that week. See? At the beginning and at the beginning. So let's practice a little. Dice, pregunta. We need to fill in the blanks with the most logical verb. Cuando Luis llegó a la oficina, el supervisor ya, so something, he got to this office, Luis, and then this is a supervisor. So when Luis arrived to the office, the supervisor already had done something with the resume. And so, let's see the options. Had read, había leído, had commented, habían comentado, had worked, había trabajado. So the one that makes sense here is había leído. Had already read his CV. So that one. Okay, next one. Raúl no tenía dinero porque no. So Raúl didn't have money because something happened during the week, in the whole week. We already used that one, había leído. So the only possible ones are habían comentado, había trabajado. So usually when we don't have money it's because we haven't worked. And so this one would be the perfect one. Había trabajado. So he hadn't, right? He hadn't worked the whole week. So that's why he didn't have money. Había leído, no había trabajado. These are some practices that I have prepared that I provide for you so you can practice the concepts. And so I'm gonna give you slides with practices for each grammar concept. In this one we need to use the past perfect, right? The pluperfect. And so it will be había, and then some type of the past participle. If this one, it has to change into this past participle. So pay attention to your subjects to make the right change in the conjugation of haber, and then use this one and transform them into the past participle. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this lesson, and we'll talk. I'll see each other. We'll see you soon. Okay, ciao chicos.